Australia go 2-0 up. The night England slipped, the day Australia rose. This is a major breaking development from the cricket world. The historic Ashes rivalry has tilted sharply as Australia national cricket team has powered their way to a commanding 2-0 series lead, defeating England national cricket team by 8 wickets in the second test. For cricket lovers around the world, this match wasn't just a test, it was a statement. A message. A reminder of dominance. A turning point in a rivalry that has lasted more than a century. And tonight, we break it all down, not just the result, but the drama, the collapses, the heroes, and the road ahead. Chapter 1: The build-up, pressure, expectations, and a history that never stops. The Ashes has never been a normal cricket series. It is a war with bats and balls, a battle built on history, emotion, and national pride. Entering the second test, the expectations were enormous. England had already lost the first match, and their hopes of turning the series around depended heavily on this contest. They traveled to the Gabba carrying not just cricket gear but the weight of pressure from every fan back home. Australia, meanwhile, entered the match calm, composed, and quietly confident. Their strategy was simple: maintain pressure, exploit conditions, and let England make mistakes. They didn't have to wait long. Chapter 2: England's first innings. A brief shine in a dark sky. England started strongly. The pitch was firm, the bounce was true, and for a moment, it looked like England had finally found their rhythm. One man stood taller than the rest: Joe Root, who played a world-class unbeaten century, keeping England's hopes alive with determination and technique. Along with him, Zach Crawley produced a solid knock. At 334 all out, England believed they had put something competitive on the board. But there was a problem: the score was good, but not enough to scare Australia. And as history has shown again and again, when Australia play at home, any score below 350 is a risk. Chapter 3: Australia's answer. Solid, strategic, dominant. Australia entered the field with confidence and clarity. They were not in a hurry. They were not reckless. They played like a team that knew exactly what needed to be done. And their plan worked perfectly. The top order absorbed pressure. The middle order stabilized. And then came the unexpected brilliance from the lower order. Among the surprises of the match was the strong batting display from Mitchell Starc, who hammered 77 valuable runs. While the top order gave direction, the lower order gave Australia something priceless: momentum. Australia sailed past 500, finishing at 511. They were 177 runs ahead, and England could suddenly feel the walls closing in. Chapter 4: England's collapse. A nightmare under the lights. The real turning point of the match came in England's second innings. When the lights came on, the real pressure arrived. And England's lineup, facing disciplined bowling, fell apart. The ball started seaming. The crowd roared louder. The conditions became trickier. And then, out of nowhere, the hero of the night emerged. Michael Neser. In one of the most memorable spells of his Test career, he ripped through England's lineup with fiery accuracy, ending with 5 wickets for just 42 runs. England were rattled. They were uncertain. Their defense cracked. Their confidence melted. The innings collapsed quickly. Australia needed only 65 runs to win. Chapter 5: Australia's calm chase. The finishing touch. Chasing a small target can sometimes bring pressure. But not this time. Australia came out relaxed, in control, and determined to finish the job quickly. At the crease, Captain Steve Smith looked composed as always. He guided the run chase like a master, ending the match in style with a beautiful 6. Victory sealed. Series lead extended. Statement made. Australia 2-0 England. And just like that, the Ashes tilted heavily in one direction. Chapter 6: Why this win matters, and why it hurts England so much. This wasn't just another test match. This was cricket psychology at its peak. Here's why. 1. The series pressure. Being 2-0 down in the Ashes is one of the hardest positions in cricket. It rarely ends well. 2. Australia's mental strength. They know how to win at home. They know how to handle pressure. They know how to break resistance. 3. England's confidence problem. Dropped catches, poor shot selection, weak middle order stability, inconsistent bowling. All these issues piled up at the worst possible time. 4. The timing. The next test is early. England have almost no time to reset. Everything is going against them: momentum, conditions, form, and confidence. Chapter 7 Documentary Analysis. Key moments that decided the match. Here are the deciding moments from an expert, documentary-style perspective. Joe Root's solo fight. He held England together, almost single-handedly. But one man cannot win a 5-day test. Australia's lower order strength. A defining factor: their tail scored more than England's crucial middle order. Neser's dream spell. This was the knockout punch. 5 wickets that broke England's spine. Captaincy brilliance. Australia executed plans perfectly. England looked confused at key moments. Pressure. The biggest factor of all: England simply could not handle it. Chapter 8 The road ahead. What's next for both sides? Now the world turns toward the third Ashes test, a match that could decide everything. The stakes. If Australia win or draw, Ashes retained. If England win, a lifeline, but still an uphill battle. Australia already look confident, well-balanced, and hungry. England look tired, stressed, and under massive pressure to survive. Chapter 9 Predictions. What will happen in the next test? These predictions are based on match trends, historical patterns, and current team form. Prediction 1 Australia win, most likely scenario. Why? Bowlers in rhythm, batters confident, momentum on their side. England struggling mentally. Score situation likely. Australia win comfortably by 5 to 7 wickets or by 150 plus runs. This result would give them a 3-0 lead and secure the Ashes early. Prediction 2 England fight back, possible but difficult. For this to happen, Root needs support. Bowlers must stay disciplined. Fewer loose shots. Fielding must improve. If they correct these issues, England could shock Australia and win by a narrow margin. But this requires a perfect match from England, something they have not produced yet in this series. Prediction 3. A draw, moderate chance. If weather interrupts, or if the pitch becomes extremely flat, a draw could occur. This would still be enough for Australia to retain the Ashes, making the next 2 matches only about pride. Chapter 10 Final Documentary Conclusion. This second test will be remembered not just for Australia's brilliance, but for what it exposed. Australia are stronger, more confident, and more complete as a team. England are inconsistent, confused, and mentally shaken. The Ashes is a long journey. But sometimes, a single match can shift an entire series. And this was that match. Australia didn't just win, they took control. England didn't just lose, they lost belief. The next test will decide whether this Ashes becomes a contest, or a one-sided dominance story. For now, the breaking news stands clear. Australia lead the Ashes 2-0, and the cricket world is watching.